What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Levi, and in today's video I just want to go over a couple of truths, a couple of harsh realities that people really don't tell you about. And so who am I to say anything about any of this? Well, what have I done in my life to be able to tell you about these things? So for the people who don't know me, my name is Levi. I'm working on a coaching business. Hopefully by the end of the next year, I will be making $10K a month from it. So I'm in the process of building a $10,000 a month coaching business from complete scratch, not knowing anything about coaching. I've been working out consistently for a little over a year now. Since I was about 14, it's been pretty consistent. But since I was a kid, when I say kid, I mean like elementary school, I've been doing calisthenics, a couple push-ups. When I say a couple, it's like 20 every night from like elementary. And then when I got in middle school, I would do those challenges, doing like 100 push-ups a day for a month. So I've kind of always been into fitness and working out. And then when I was about 10, I started picking up weights. But I would just do it on and off until I was about 14. And then since then, I've pretty much been going pretty consistently, whether that be at my school weight room, weights that I have at my house. But yeah, that's who I am. And through that, I've built a pretty decent physique, I would say. I mean, pretty much the best physique in my school. I'm just really trying to start a business now. I'm really trying to start something, and I feel like it's better to start earlier than later, of course. First, harsh truth that nobody tells you about, whether this is about business. These can be used for business, fitness, your self-improvement, literally anything in life. These are just some harsh realities that nobody really tells you. Alright, so the first thing I want to go over is consistency beats motivation. Motivation fades quickly, and if you rely on it alone, you'll quit as soon as it gets hard. Consistency, even when it's tough, is what makes success possible. So, how does this relate to me in any way? Through my fitness. If you're not consistent with anything, it's pretty obvious. If you're not consistent with anything, you're never going to be able to take anything to a certain level. You'll just get the basic level down of it, learn the basics to it, and then that'll be it. Especially with fitness, you have to be consistent. You can't just go for a couple weeks and then stop, go for a couple days, then stop. You can't work out one day, skip a day, go another day. That's not how it works. You have to be consistent with everything that you do. And if it's hard for you to stay consistent with things, first realize you're gonna have to stay consistent with things if you want to succeed. But just try and minimize the amount of things you have to be consistent with. If you own a business, you're doing fitness, if you're doing a bunch of things that require, consistency, maybe just see if those things are important, and if they're not, cut them out and just do the things that are important that require consistency. Like, with me, it's my fitness, it's working on my business, and that's about it. I go to school, but I really don't care about school. I live with my parents. I have no real house responsibilities. I don't gotta pay bills. I don't gotta buy food. So, the things I actually have to be consistent with right now are very few. It's just my fitness and my business. That's the only things I really gotta do right now. But yeah, that's the first thing, is consistency beats motivation 1000%. Learn to not run off motivation. That'll completely kill you. Second thing, results take time. This is another big thing. Real change, whether it's in fitness, mindset, or career, takes months to years, not days. There's no shortcut. You have to put in the work every day without seeing instant results. I say this a lot on my Instagram. I make a lot of videos about this. Results take time. Every goal, every long-term goal you have obviously is going to take time. So the earlier you realize that, the better you'll be able to handle it. The better you'll be able to handle no results, day to day, but you'll see that the results week to month come. If you just stop relying so much on seeing progress day to day, you'll be much better off. You'll feel a lot better. Realize that, okay, if I'm going to start working out, I'm not going to see results in the first week. I'm not going to see results, major results in the first month. Realize that, okay, maybe after a year, I'll look diced. Or maybe in a year, I'll look completely jacked or completely different. And that's how you have to start thinking, is just knowing that results take time, bro. I mean, there's no other way around it. You've got to be willing to wait. And the bigger goals you have, the longer the wait. So if you have some huge goals, realize that those are going to take the longest to achieve. Like me trying to start a coaching business, I realized that that's not going to come instantly. Obviously, it's going to take, 6 months to 2 years at least to start making $10K a month from it. So, I have that goal that by the end of next year, so I have about another, year and a month. That's how long I expect myself to get my shit together and make $10K a month from it. So by the time I'm 19, I do want to have that goal completed. And then from there, just scale. Number 3. You're responsible for your life. In other words, everything happens because of you. And realize that. It's easy to blame others or circumstances, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for your progress, actions, and attitude. No one else can do the work for you. You want something, you gotta do it yourself. Don't ever rely on somebody else, especially in the beginning stages of what you're trying to start. Don't ever rely on somebody else to get you there. Don't ever rely on anybody else for really anything that you need, because 9 times out of 10 you can get it yourself. And you want to make that a habit to stop relying on other people for results, or you ask somebody, hey, I need this from you. No, just go get it yourself. You'll be much better off. This is a skill I'm still learning, just with like little things, like food that I need, or stuff with school. I'm about to graduate, so a lot of that stuff is on me to do, and I'm starting to realize and learn more and more that I need to be doing stuff for myself, and I need to stop relying on people. So that's how that resonates with me, and how it can resonate with you is if you're trying to start that business, bro, stop waiting for somebody's approval, or stop waiting for somebody else to tell you, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good idea. Just do it yourself. You'll find out pretty quickly that you can manage yourself. And what I mean by that is, pretty quickly after going through enough things, you'll realize you have complete control over yourself, because everything happens because of you. And you'll have a lot more self-control. Self-control is very important, especially when it comes to emotions. Emotions can have a big effect on you and your day-to-day. So, yeah, you're responsible for every single thing that happens to you. Even if you think, like, oh, this person did that to me, so that caused... And then when you say that, think about it like this. Well, if I wasn't there at that specific time, that wouldn't have happened. Therefore, it's my fault. Because there are a lot of things in my life I could say are somebody else's fault, but if I wasn't in that spot at that time, even though it seems like being in that spot at that time is impossible, it's my fault. So the earlier you realize all these things, the better off you're going to be later in life. I guarantee it. 4, failure is a part of the process. You'll experience setbacks and failures on the way to any big goal. If you aren't willing to learn from them, you won't reach your full potential. This is a part of the reframing stuff, but bro, you've got anything you have set, any goal you have set, realize you're going to have failure. Realize that a part of completing this goal is failing and learning from it. One of my past videos I mentioned this, but I saw in a video, I can't remember the exact video now, but it was a graph. I think this is like from one of the fitness coaches or something. It's a graph that looks like this, and it kind of spirals going upward. It's, you set goals. I think it was like you set goals, fail, learn, and then go like that. You can't. The reason that graph isn't that good because it doesn't have any part that says actually completing the goals. So it's just like set goals, fail, learn, set goals. So you want to obviously be completing those goals, but that's a part of the process. And that graph came from a millionaire. So, you got to think, okay, all these people did this stuff. All these people that are in a better position than you are saying the same thing, that through this process of success, you're going to experience failure. They must know what they're talking about. And yes, they do. Because, one, they have proof, not social proof, but they have the proof. And 2, even just from my own experience, I've had so much failure in my life, bro. I've had so much failure with my fitness, with businesses, with just everything, general life, school, all that, bro. So I understand this pretty well. And like I said, I already realized this stuff. This is stuff that I realize is going to happen. These are things that I've already thought on for a while. So just realize that failure happens, bro. I fail with a lot of my videos. None of my videos have popped off yet. And, you can consider that failing or not. I do. But I realize it's going to take time. And that's like my other point. Results take time. I realize it's going to take time. I'm going to fail. So that's where consistency comes in. I know that eventually I'll get better at it. I know that eventually the results will come. So, yeah, and learn from the failure. If you just fail and then say, start feeling down about it, there's no point in doing any of it, because when you fail and you're not learning from it, you're literally just failing to fail. You're literally just failing to fail. So, at least if you fail, learn from it. 5, this is probably going to be the last one I go over. Most people won't understand your goals. Friends or family might not get why you're making sacrifices to improve, but if you let their opinions steer you, you'll stay in the same place. This is a big one, because friends and family, can have a big impact on where you go in life. Because if you grow up in a middle or lower class family, you might be told to go to college, you might be told do a trade, and those are things that will keep you. They're just telling you things that maybe they didn't do, or things they did just to end up in their position. If you don't want to end up, if you look around and you see a bunch of people that are in a position that you don't want to be in, why would you listen to them? Exactly. Don't listen to those people that are in situations you don't want to be in. Everybody around me, immediate around me, are in positions I personally do not want to be in. So, I'm deciding to take a different route from every single person in my family. And I mean everybody. I mean cousins and all, aunts, uncles. I'm deciding to be that one that's going to take the different route. And I'm going to succeed, bro. I don't care what anybody thinks. I've already had so much, down talk from family about, go to college. Anytime I say I don't want to go to college or I don't want to do it, Like, oh, why? You know, you're not gonna do nothing if you don't go to college. It's like, bro, that's discouraging. But guess what? I've heard that so much, and I realized that it's better to just not care what people think, because they're in a position that, who knows by the time you get to that point if you're gonna be in a better position or not. So if you just make sure you're not in their position by the time you're that age, I mean, then you did better, you know. But I want something more, you know. I have just bigger dreams and aspirations than anybody around me, you know, and it sucks to not be surrounded by that. It sucks to be surrounded by people who enjoy staying in the spot they're at and not wanting change. And you have to put yourself around people that want change, because that'll help you just realize and push you. That'll help you realize that there's more out there, and it'll push you, because if you've got a bunch of people around you doing good, you know, buying new cars, you know, making a bunch of money, you're gonna be that one fucking lame-o not doing anything with their life. So that's why it's good to surround yourself in things you want to become. And I try to do that as much as possible, but just the area I live in, it's full of just fucking despair, and yeah, there's a lot of middle class people where I live. I'll just put it like that, middle lower. So I try to surround myself in you know, richness as much as possible. But that's just one of the challenges I face. You know, you're gonna face many challenges on a journey to success, or a journey to a better spot. Everybody's gonna have different challenges. Everybody's gonna go through different things. But realize that a lot of people have gone through the same thing you've went through and have gotten out of it. So use that as use that as a little bit of motivation that, okay, if they did it, I can. That's what I say to myself. Bro, if there's people my age, 17, making fucking millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars at least, you know, maybe they, you know, have a fake image, but bro, I know there are kids out there who are doing it. And it's like, why can't I? Like, I have access to all the things they have. Why am I not successful yet? You know, that's what you gotta say to yourself, bro. If somebody else did it, why can't you? Because the reality is you can. It's just nobody wants to work for it. And the thing about it is success, I hear from a lot of people, they say it's simple, it's just hard to do it. And that's the same with working out. It's really simple. Working out is simple. Getting a good physique, it's all simple. It's just nobody wants to put in that work to actually get the results. And bro, if you just go and realize these 5 simple things, I could go and name 10 more things that nobody tells you about, that if you realize, it'll make your entire life better. But these 5 simple things, bro, if you just realize them, it'll make your life so much better. It'll help you make clearer goals. It'll help you have a clearer state of mind of where you need to go in life. These are all things that I've been using, that I've been trying to realize as much as possible, and it's helping me. It's really helping my mindset. It's helping me figure out where I want to go in life, you know, how to deal with a lot of the problems that I'm dealing with. You know, now that I know I'm gonna have failure, now that I know, you know, consistency beats motivation, now that I know that results take time, all the hardest things that people go through and that causes them to quit, I understand them. I understand all the things that I need to get to that point. I just have to do it, and that's the hardest part, bro. Even just doing it, I'm telling you, doing it is the hardest part. It's not hard to understand all these terms, and not terms, it's easy to understand all these ideas. It's just hard to implement them and actually do them. That's the biggest takeaway from this video, if you don't take anything away. Understanding things is going to be the easy part. Actually doing them is going to be the absolute hardest thing to do. Everybody can be successful. It's just nobody wants to do it. Whether that be business, fitness, school, all that. So, yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope somebody took some sort of value from it. That's really all I'm trying to provide with these long form contents. You know, I want to post more long form. I want to have a better connection with my audience. I want to build a community just of absolute killers. I want to be able to send a direct message to a direct kind of person. But yeah, I am doing 2 free months of coaching. For anybody who wants to join that, just go in the description, follow my Instagram, DM me there. DM me like 345 or, coaching or some shit like that. But yeah, if y'all made it this far, much love to all of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, go in the comments below and ask me. I answer all comments, all DMs. But yeah, that's it for the video. Hope y'all took some value from it. Peace.